Here. I'm here. Just putting on my sweatshirt so I can feel oneness. Woo! Open up this door. Got a door right here. Not for air, but for the sound of life outside. All right. So this is number 232 YouTube Live Yoga Routine. And today we're going to do 2 slow moving sun salutations. There's something back here that props this up. So we're going to do 2 slow moving sun salutations, holding each pose. But when you hold them, boom, you become one, and the holding disappears. It's almost like you're not holding, you're not straining. If you're straining, you're pulling yourself in, that's not yoga. No effort. The effort dissolves. Now, of course, in reality, a lot of times you're still having effort. Try to lessen that effort. If you can't, that's fine too. That's part of yoga, acceptance. And then we're going to focus on the breathing in each pose, watching your breath and just letting yourself breathe. 100% focus on the breathing. That is what allows the sun salutations and the poses, the entire yoga routine to become a form of a moving meditation. And yoga is meditation. Yoga is meditation. When we think of yoga, when we think of meditation, we think of someone sitting down and, or whatever, silent. They're meditating. But that's the problem with perception. We see somebody sitting there, they might not even be doing a meditation. They might just be sleeping. Yep, sleeping in the easy pose. And we do the same thing with yoga. When we see someone doing a so-called yoga pose, and they're doing it perfectly. They're doing the king dancer, for example, and they're just doing it perfectly, and they're leaning, and it looks perfect. We think, man, that person's doing yoga. Nope. They're doing a pose. They may be doing a stretch, but if their mind and body are not connecting as one, then they're not doing yoga. Therefore, on the flip side, if you're trying to do a pose and you're doing the best you can, so you're doing the sun salutation and you're like this. So if that's the best you can and your mind and body's connecting, then you're doing yoga. You're doing yoga if you're washing the dishes, washing the car, walking down the street, putting on your clothes, sitting in easy pose or in corpse pose or in the downward dog, the upward dog, whatever. If your mind and body is connecting, you're doing yoga. Very, very important to understand what yoga is so you can, boom, tap in and then let go of the understanding of what yoga is. Confusing, right? It's not confusing. It's all an experience. You gotta let go of understanding, let go of words, let go of explanation, let go of what you think yoga is, and just let the mind and body dissolve into oneness. It's an experience. Once you start using words, you put a veil between you and the experience. And you're all in here, language, understanding, right here, right? You're all, no. If I had a good camera and I was a tech guy, I would go, language, words, understanding what yoga is, and then all the thoughts disappear, and then boom, tap into existence, tap into experience. I gotta get my phone. I don't know where my phone's at. So, 2 slow moving sun salutations. And don't worry about how to do them. I'm going to lead you through every little detail of it. Okay, maybe not every little detail, but I'm going to lead you through them. And just focus on the breathing. So let's go ahead and begin. Feet are shoulder width apart. Toes go up. Spread the toes as wide as you can, and each toe touches the floor one at a time. Knees are bent. Hips are tilted. Arms are relaxed. Shoulders are relaxed. And this is the mountain pose. So with the mountain pose, you're feeling firm, just like a mountain. It's like the mountain is one with the earth, or earth's. With the earth, you are too. Coming firm like a mountain. And just standing. Now you're going to lengthen up. Think of the top of the head. This is the head. Pull yourself up. Lengthen up. And then let the bones sit on top of each other. Finding that thread of stability that goes through the skeleton that allows the skeleton to stand as if you were just your skeleton. Finding that balance that allows the skeleton to just stand as if you were just your skeleton. No skin, no muscle, tendons, no ligaments, none of that stuff exists. Just finding that balance, tapping into that balance. So to feel that balance, experience that balance, you have to let go of trying to be somewhere. Let go of trying to look like you're doing yoga. Just find that balance. So the pose may not look what you think it should look like. Everyone's going to look different. And that's the beauty of yoga. Now let that balance transfer to the mind. Letting the mind become balance. Letting that stability that holds the skeleton up transfer to the mind. Letting the mind become stability. Still. Balance. And the mind and body become one because they both dissolve into balance, into stability, into stillness. So watch yourself breathe. There's many ways to do it. You can focus on the belly as you inhale and exhale. The belly goes out and the belly goes in. Watch that. It's a natural breath. So just watch it. Don't control it. Just watch it. Or bring your focus to the tip of the nose. Watch the air go in and out. Or you bring it to the throat. And you hear the breath go in and out. Just watch it. Becoming yoga, becoming balance, becoming stability, becoming stillness. Now for 2 sun salutations, bring the palms together, thumbs to the heart center. And you're going to keep that line of balance, physical line of balance as you move through the sun salutation. So push the arms out, up and back, and still feel balance. Inhale as much as you can, going into the pose as much as you think you should. Don't judge it. Acceptance. Then exhale, as you exhale, you hinge forward from the lower back. Back is straight. you're just going to fall right into ragdoll. Ragdoll, the arms are dangling. The head is dangling. And you're just letting the body fall where the body falls. You're not pulling yourself down, pushing yourself down. You're not judging it, thinking, man, I'm not going down far enough. Nope. That's not what we're doing. That's not yoga. Even if you're doing it, what you think is perfect. Nope, let go. That's judgment too. Just let the body fall where the body falls, accept it, and just watch yourself breathe. It's a meditation. Watch yourself breathe. Palms to the calves, elbows into the sides of the legs. You're going to arch the back, raise the head. Inhale. Inhale as much as you can slowly. And then exhale. As you exhale, you pull yourself in. Forehead's going to the knees. Pull yourself down. Forehead's going to the knees. Get all the air out. All the air leaves. And again, arch the back, raise the head. Inhaling. Inhale as much as you can slowly. And then exhale. Exhale, pull yourself in and down. Get the forehead to the knees or towards the knees. Get all the air out. And again, arch the back. Raise the head. Inhale. Inhale as much as you can. And then exhale. Pull yourself in and down. Get all the air out. All the air leaves. The palms to the sides of the feet. Left leg is back into a low lunge. With the low lunge, top of the foot to the floor in the back. Knees to the floor. Hips are square, pushing forward diagonally. Back is arching, making sure the front knee is not over the toes. If it is, lengthen up some. Palms to the floor. Technically, if you want. Middle fingers point straight out. Fingers as wide as you can get them. Head is up, doing the best you can, accepting where you are. If you're like this, and you're like, man, I can't go down, and you're up, that's all right. That's where you are. You're accepting where you are. Essentially, what you're learning to do is accept who you are. So when you're off the mat, you're accepting who you are and where you are. No judgment. In yoga, there's no judgment. Let go of judgment. Tap into acceptance. Once you tap into the acceptance, you tap into yoga. Even if you're doing the pose perfectly. I'm a yoga instructor for over 20 years. I know I'm not doing this pose perfectly. But I also know what yoga is. And if my mind and body's connecting, then I'm doing yoga. Same with you. And just focus on the breathing. Think of nothing else but of the breathing. Now, we're going to go into high lunge just for a second or so. And we're just using it as a transition pose. So with the back foot, you curl the toes under, knee goes up. Get the leg as straight as you can. Settle in it. Then move into the downward dog. Now with the downward dog, arms are straight, legs are straight, tailbones to the ceiling, heels are towards the floor. You're pushing into it. Pushing as much as you can, right to the spot, right before you feel like, you know what, I shouldn't go any further. Find that spot, settle, and just watch yourself breathe. So the arms are straight, legs are straight, tailbones to the ceiling, heels are towards the floor. No tension in the neck, so the head dangles. You're becoming one with the pose. So the effort dissolves. If you can't dissolve the effort, that's fine too. That's where you are. You accept it. Just focus on the breathing. 100% focus on the breathing. And slide into the upper dog. You drop down to the knees and the chest, and you slide up. Tops of the feet are to the floor, palms are to the floor. Inhaling as much as you can, then release the breathing, and then just watch yourself breathe. You're going to do the best you can. Now, if you need to modify this pose, you go down to the small cobra. The small cobra, belly's on the floor, chest is up. No pressure on the hands. The hands are touching the floor, but you're not using them. You're not pushing up. You're using the back muscles, which are pull muscles. So you're pulling up. And just modify it how you have to. Focus on the breathing. Let go of judgment. Once you're settled, you accept and you just become one with the pose. Watch yourself breathe. And then back to downward dog. Pushing into it, arms are straight, legs are straight, tailbones to the ceiling, heels are towards the floor or into the floor, pushing. Then push to the spot right before you feel like, you know what, I shouldn't go any further. Find that spot, settle, accept, and just focus on the breathing. Remember, no tension in the neck so the head dangles. You're going to bring the left foot up between the hands for a low lunge. The low lunge, top of the foot to the floor in the back, knees to the floor, hips are square, pushing forward diagonally, back is arching, head is up. Inhaling as much as you can, then release the breathing and just watch yourself breathe. Now, the front knee shouldn't be over the toes. If it is, lengthen up some. Do the best you can, then accept where you are, and just focus on the breathing. Remember, it's all a meditation. And it becomes a meditation because of the focus point, which is the breathing. So you're focused on the breathing, that heightens your awareness, lets you feel what's being stretched, lets you feel how the body's doing, but you're not those things. You're just aware of those things. Now, we're going to go to high lunge. Curl the toes under, knee goes up. We're just going to stay here for a second or so, just as a transition pose. So you settle. Then you move into the standing forward bend. Palms to the calves. Elbows into the sides of the legs. Foreheads go into the knees. Exhale all the way out. Then release the breathing. Then just watch yourself breathe. Now in this pose, what's important is letting yourself breathe. So you're closed up. So when you inhale, the belly swells with air. It pushes you out of the pose slightly. Let yourself be pushed out. When you exhale, the belly goes in, and you go back into the pose. Let yourself go back into the pose. It's a subtle movement, and you're aware of that movement, but you're not focused on it. You're focusing on the breathing. Essentially, what you're learning is to be aware of subtleness. So when you're off the yoga mat, you're aware of the subtle things happening around you. Palms together, reach out, up and back, inhale. Inhale as much as you can, going into the pose as much as you think you should, and then turn the palms out. Push the air down and out. And again, one more slow salutation. Inhale as much as you think you can, or actually inhale as much as you can, going into the pose as much as you think you can. I got that one backwards. Then hinge forward from lower back, reaching out, keeping the back straight. palms to the calves, elbows into the sides of the legs. Pull yourself in and down. Get all the air out. Then release the breathing. And then just watch yourself breathe. Remember, it's all a meditation. Letting go of the effort, becoming one with the pose. So the effort dissolves, the trying dissolves, the pulling yourself in and down dissolves, and you become one with the pose. The palms to the sides of the feet, left leg is back into a low lunge. Remember the low lunge, top of the foot to the floor in the back. Knees to the floor, hips are square, pushing forward diagonally, back is arching, head is up. Palms are to the floor. Make sure the front knee is not over the toes. If it is, lengthen up some. Technically, you're inhaling initially, and then you release the breathing, and then just watch yourself breathe. Accept where you are in the pose. Don't judge it. Once you bring in judgment or trying to be somewhere or trying to do a pose that you think you should do, those are barriers. Those are barriers between the mind and the body. So you have the mind, well, let's say you have the body and you have the mind. Between that is judgment, trying to be somewhere, not being in the present moment. Nope. Get rid of that so the mind and body can become one. And just focus on the breathing. Then with the back foot, curl the toes under, knee goes up, high lunge just for a second or so. Then downward dog. Exhale, all there out, pushing into the pose. Then release the breathing and just watch yourself breathe. Now arms are straight, legs are straight. Elbows to the ceiling, heels are towards the floor, and you're pushing into the pose. You're pushing as much as you can to the spot right before you feel like, you know what, I can go further, but I shouldn't. Find that spot, settle, accept, and just watch yourself breathe. Then you slide into the upper dog. So you drop down to the knees and the chest. You slide up. Tops of the feet are to the floor. Palms are to the floor. Inhaling as much as you can. Then release the breathing. And then just watch yourself breathe. Modify the pose how you have to. Be careful of the lower back. Listen to yourself. Become your own guru. 2020, baby. You're your own guru. That's essentially what you're learning on the yoga mat, to be your own guru. Then back to downward dog. Arms are straight, legs straight, tailbones to the ceiling, heels towards the floor. Pushing into it. Head dangles. Really push into it now. Find that spot. Settle. And then just watch yourself breathe. Now you're going to bring the left foot up between the hands into a low lunge. Low lunge, top of the foot to the floor in the back, knees to the floor, hips are square, pushing forward diagonally, back is arching, head is up. Make sure the front knee is not over the toes. If it is, lengthen up some, palms to the floor, maybe your fingertips, maybe you're up like this. It's fine. Accept where you are. Be true, be you. That's essentially what you're learning. Acceptance. And just watch yourself breathe. So initially you were inhaling as much as you can, going into the pose where you think you should, and then release the breathing and just watch yourself breathe. Now with the back foot, curl the toes under, knee goes up into a high lunge, settle in the high lunge just for a second or so, then move into the standing forward bend. Pull yourself in and down. Get all their out, all their leaves, and then release the breathing. And watch yourself breathe. Let yourself breathe. Palms together, reach out, up and back, inhale. Then turn the palms out, push the air down and out, exhale. Palms together, thumbs to the heart center. Then you're just going to fall into the mountain pose. Now with the mountain pose, feet are shoulder width apart, toes go up, spread the toes as wide as you can. Knees are bent, hips are tilted, shoulders relax, arms relax. And just find that spot where the skeleton stands, tapping into the balance, tapping into that stability that allows the skeleton to stand as if you were just your skeleton. Then let that balance, that stability transfer to the mind, allowing the mind to become balance and stability. The mind and body become one because they both dissolve into capital B balance, capital S stability. They both become capital S stillness. These are just other words. I was going to say another words. They're just other words for yoga. So we're just going to stay here a little bit longer and just watch yourself breathe. Bring the palms together, thumbs to the heart center. And that's it. That's number 332 YouTube Live Yoga Routine. I don't know what time it is. All right on time. So I will see you tomorrow at 5:30 a.m. Arizona time, Mountain Standard Time. So namaste, peace and love.